And we're back now with the world tonight. You know, when it comes to disaster relief and recovery, experts have questioned how FEMA responds to underserved communities. Now the agency is addressing it and making changes to many of its assistance programs. BNC's Jamise Price is in New Orleans with a look at the changes and how they're coming right on time.
These recent changes are an effort to remove barriers that hindered underserved communities from getting the help they need following a storm, and it comes just days after Hurricane Ida hit. Communities in New Orleans were trying to recover from past storms like Hurricane Katrina when Hurricane Ida hit. In the lower Ninth Ward, damaged homes still sit vacant since Katrina. Emergency management experts say some of the issues are directly connected to disparities in disaster relief.
These disasters can completely change an entire community. These disasters can flip a community's demographics, and most people don't realize how important it is to ensure these policies are equitable.
FEMA has made immediate changes to several of its individual assistance programs that will address those disparities. Applicants who were once denied help can now submit additional documentation for FEMA assistance to show homeownership or occupancy, like receipts for major repairs on the home or letters from public officials.
Within the African American community, 80% of a homeowner's wealth is held in their property. And so when you are denied access to repair and recover from a disaster, that can be detrimental and have generational impacts on wealth, health.
This is important in communities of color where properties are passed down from generation to generation, known as heirs property. Oftentimes, the traditional paperwork isn't available. According to the Department of Agriculture, following Katrina, FEMA denied assistance to an estimated 20,000 heirs property owners.
If they don't pass occupancy in that first step, they used to get a denial letter, and then it was upon the individual to send us additional paperwork. Now what we're going to do is we're going to automatically send a building inspector out to them, and if they can show this expanded paperwork that they have to show that they are either the occupant of that facility or that residence or they are the owner, then the building inspector can sign it off right away and takes the burden off of the individual.
FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell says the agency had to take a hard look at some of its systems.
When I came into the agency, I wanted to make sure that we were taking a more equitable look at how we delivered our programs and not a one-size-fits-all approach. You know, it's important to know that everybody's situation is unique and individual to them, and that sometimes our processes, in order to try to get out funding fast, we have this automated approach and we lose that people-first touch.
Disaster experts I spoke with say this is a good first step, but what about the people who were denied assistance years ago? In New Orleans, I'm Jamise Price for BNC.
Hispanic voters were instrumental in securing California Governor Gavin Newsom's landslide win during this week's recall election. Straight ahead on The World Tonight, we look at the critical and growing impact of Hispanic voters nationwide and how this trend will impact the trajectory of the United States. Next.